Welcome back to Cube, and it's time for our Hear Us segment with 3 guests. And who are they, Grace?
James, Melody, and Fabian. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're speaking about Facebook and privacy and whether it's dangerous or not. Okay.
Right.
Do you log on to Foursquare and update where you have checked in and your location?
I don't have a Foursquare account. Okay. You can ask her. She got one.
I don't. I think there's so many problems with it. It's really problematic.
I don't even know what Foursquare is. Can someone enlighten me? What is...
Yeah,
well, basically Foursquare is an application on your iPhone or BlackBerry where you can actually...
Android phones. Sorry, don't forget the Android users. Not that I use one.
Smartphones.
Sorry.
Just say
She looks like she's a real hardcore supporter of Android. But anyways,
no, I'm not.
It's an application where you check in and it's real time. See, if you go to 1U, for example, Wanatama, just check into Wanatama, you can see the people that have actually checked in for the last, well, maybe an hour, 2 hours. So yeah, it's basically more of an application of getting connected to someone that you do not know.
Do you actually think it, you were saying that it's problematic. How do you think it's problematic?
Well, because first of all, I mean, there's the stalker issue. And secondly, I was just going to bring up the topic of, there was a website, I think, for a while called pleaserobme.com.
Yes, please
right,
rob me.
so that's sort of like an open invitation, like, okay, you know that if this person checks in with Foursquare, every day at this time to a certain place, like at the gym or whatever, that the person's house will be empty if you know the person well enough. But I mean, there's so many other things to consider, so I guess, I don't know. Because
of Facebook Places and things like Foursquare, a lot of people were actually questioning Mark Zuckerberg, like, how can you release all this information, it's privacy issues.
Well, there's a privacy setting, that's why it's always there. And the best part about having privacy settings and also friend requests, it's like this, let's say you go to a club, someone walks up to you and say, hey, can I be your friend? You say no. It's the same thing on your friend request, right? Someone walks up to you and say, can I be your friend? There's a yes, no, and ignore, right? So just ignore. If you don't want to.
But isn't it this feeling that you might feel bad? Like, I don't want to ignore him.
See, the best part about that is you do not see that person and you don't know them.
But what if you met that person just once? Would you add the person?
Depends on how well you get along, I guess.
Depends on where I meet this person.
Oh, that sounds dodgy.
It's true.
That's very true, yes.
Yeah. If it's a business, a meeting, okay, fine, I'll add you. Maybe under business context. Make sure you know how to do these privacy settings. You put it under certain groups.
Profile.
You restrict them from seeing your friends, seeing your pictures, tag videos and pictures.
There's this new privacy setting that Mark Zuckerberg has come up with, and you can log in secure, like a secure site, like when you go on a Maybank, a secure site. So you have to activate it by HTTPS.
Yes, correct.
However, not many people know about that unless you actually do your research. So it's kind of like Mark Zuckerberg saying, please don't do that, because we want to know more about what's happening in your life so we can sell the information.
Oh, wait. So you mean there's a secure site for Facebook, HTTPS?
Right. You can do that in privacy settings, but not many people know about that because, well...
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know about
I tried to turn it on, but the feature wasn't on yet.
Right.
So it slowly rolls out to users.
So it's secure, so no one else can hack in or anything. So it's a good thing, so that Facebook doesn't have all your information, that if they want to, they can sell it to companies who
Which
wish
they
to...
most probably already are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
5 million and counting.
5 million.
5 million
5
Facebook
million.
users in this world and counting.
More like 500 million.
500 million.
Half a
Okay.
billion.
It's the size of the US.
Yeah.
5 million in Malaysia. Maybe my facts was a bit
Yeah,
wrong
correct.
right there. 5 million
Maybe.
in
Because
Malaysia.
what I just read was that Facebook has, they see about 250 million users logging in every day. So that's an insane amount. But I just want to say something as well, right? I mean, we go on and on about privacy settings, but some scholars have actually argued that, with Facebook, it's not about privacy settings, it's about publicity settings. Think about that.
I am. Can you elaborate?
Think about that. It's publicity settings, because why do you join Facebook anyway? Okay, some of the arguments is that you...
Well, I want to keep in contact with my friends who are
so you're
overseas.
building your social capital in a way, right? But you also let certain amount of information about yourself filter out. So that's you basically being your own PR agent.
Yep.
That's very true.
I never thought about it that way. Instead of privacy settings,
It's publicity settings. It's all about publicity settings. Because, okay, let's face it. How many of us have had bad photos of us uploaded on Facebook? What do you do with it when you see it tagged?
I always look good at pictures.
Yeah, actually, like
Barney,
what would you do? Because one of my friends,
How I Met Your Mother.
they had someone tag them, like a really bad picture of them, and they didn't have enough time to untag. So the damage was already done once it was uploaded. And so, what do you do about that?
There's nothing much you can do. Just admit that you feel sorry about it and move on.
Yeah.
Is there a setting where you can disallow yourself from being
Yes.
tagged in a... Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You can remove the tag.
Yes.
Or, more
No.
effectively, you just, oh, sorry, what?
You can just totally shut off the tag.
Okay.
They can never tag you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you guys worried about kids using Facebook though? I mean,
Yes,
like
I am.
13-year-old, 12-year-olds who get exposed to things that you do not want them to be exposed to at such a young age.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think basically there's a lot of information flowing on Facebook. You know, let's not talk about racial stuff, political stuff, anything at all flows on Facebook, and there's no control whatsoever on that, right? So I think maybe it should be a certain level of control that we should allow kids to go in, because remember us 12 years old, we were very curious as well. Thing about us is that at that particular time we had paid internet, which limits us to going onto the internet because it's expensive. So right now, these days, we should bring the probably the registration age to about 12, 13 years old, and we release certain information to them and all that. But you just can't stop everyone. Right.
Yeah, because they can always lie about their
They can always
age.
lie about their age too, right?
Like all my cousins, they say, "Oh, I'm 18 on Facebook," but I'm not. You know, they'll tell me.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
No, but I actually had a quick look at Facebook's privacy settings before I came in, and it says that basically right now under your default settings, anyone can search for you on the web, and they will show
Yeah.
your name, your profile photo, your location, stuff like that. But for younger kids, like those below 18, if they put their exact birth date in, they are not searchable on the public pages. Like you can't be called up on Google and stuff like that. But people, if they know your name, they can still find you and stuff like that. I mean, it's a baby step, I guess, but it's still not good enough.
That's to
I think.
eliminate pedophiles.
Yeah.
Pedophiles are everywhere, though.
We'll get onto that subject after the break. Pedophiles and identity theft and all sorts of nasty things that could happen when you're on Facebook.
Yeah, stay with us.
Welcome back, and we are still on the topic of privacy and, well, where does the line cross when it comes to Facebook, Twitter, and Foursquare? We ended the topic on pedophiles and cyber stalking and identity theft. So let's talk about identity theft first and foremost. Facebook is just, such an easy target for those people who do identity theft to use your identity, isn't it? Don't you think? With your account name, your real name, your picture, your age. You agree?
Well, especially celebrities, I guess. When you have a fan base, they want to just get closer to you and they just want to get to know you a little bit more. And the thing about these fans is that they have their own cliques too. And these cliques sometimes don't get in touch with you directly, but instead get in touch with your unofficial fan page.
What about the story that was reported a couple of weeks ago, I think, in the papers, where this girl was saying that some guy, pretended that she had extorted him for money and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think
yeah.
she went to, public complaints
Yeah,
group.
and then about the guy who, there was a video about someone abusing a poodle.
Yeah.
And then someone else got...
became viral, yeah.
Someone else got accused because...
Yeah, so sad. Actually, my friend is in charge of the group.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
He was the one who blew it out of proportion, and someone got accused.
The point is that an issue was brought up. It was abuse, and no one could actually tolerate with abuse. That was the main subject and topic. I guess your friend's trying to highlight.
Correct.
You shouldn't abuse a living, breathing human or animal.
Creature.
Something,
Creature,
something that's actually breathing. I can't call humans creature, but
Well, some people are
breathing.
creatures.
We're not saying who.
But, sorry, go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, with your birth date and your mobile number and maybe, the name of your pet, people can actually find out your ATM password and they can find out your...
Oh, I mean, especially with now, they've got this sidebar, right, where you can feature your family members. So if, for instance, your mom is on Facebook, and it's a very common question, I think, with a lot of security passwords and stuff, your mother's maiden name.
Yes,
Right? So if your mom is
exactly.
not careful, there would just be a
very
rollover
good.
effect.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing to
Yeah.
bring up.
I hope we didn't just give some tips to some
Yeah.
criminal.
So I can look for Mother Maiden's
Gotta
name
go
now.
back and check Facebook now.
But the most worrying thing for me is the pedophiles out there, because I know for a fact they do use Facebook to, have a happy time looking at pictures of kids.
Yes.
And it's a real problem. Do you think there's any way we can stamp this out?
If it's constrained to himself or herself only, then it shouldn't be really much of a problem. But if it's hunting, then I guess the best part is the parents. You see, the parents will be the one that actually controls stuff. That's why they have parental control on computers, parental control on internet security stuff and all that. Everything has parental control. Even on your decoder, your home TV decoder has parental control. You know, in the end of the day, if you're marketing a product or marketing a service or marketing even your own self, then it's a good avenue to go to, you know, because you just might never know who will hit on you.
Anyway, thank you very much, guys. It was a great discussion. Check out our 7 heroes.